from our Lenape relatives that were living to the east of us, along the Hudson River, down into New York State and into New Jersey. We call them the Delaware people, or in their language they call themselves Lenape. And so there are different relationships, I guess, that we had over throughout our history. And that's what happened at the time of encroachment, was that when their lands were being encroached upon, they came to seek refuge amongst our people, amongst the Haudenosaunee. And so that was one of the things that we've done throughout that history, is when our people, after we fought in the Revolutionary War, some of our people that fought in that war, some of our nations were removed from our homeland as well, in New York State. And that's how some of our peoples ended up in Ontario, Canada. And some of those Lenape people that were living with us, they also moved to that community as well. And they said that when they moved there, that they built a big house. That's what they call where they have their ceremonies, a big house. We have lawn houses, they have big houses. And what they said was that they built that big house on Delaware line, and that there was a chief there who was taking care of the bundle, taking care of their ceremonies. But they said that at that time, that there was a really big push from the churches to try and Christianize our people. And when they went to that old chief, they tried to convert him, but he was stubborn in who he was. And he says, I'm never going to give up our ceremonies. He says, this is the only way that I know how. This is what my grandfather's done. This is what they passed down to me. This is what I'm going to do. As long as I'm here, as long as I'm alive. And he said, when I'm all done, he said, my son's going to take it over. And so then the church, what they done is they started to focus on the young ones. And they went to his son. And they said, we want you to take this axe and stick it into the post of the big house there and renounce your ceremonies and accept Christianity as your beliefs. And so they were able to convince that young boy to go in there and to do that. And when he done that, his father, the chief, he got really sad. And he said, I was counting on my son to keep our stuff going. He said, I can see that it's going to come to an end now. He said, we're going to take all these things, we're going to bundle them up, and we're going to give them to our Haudenosaunee relatives to take care of. And maybe one day, maybe our young people, they're going to come back. They're going to want to get hungry again for our language, for our ceremonies, and for our songs. And he said, until that day comes, and they said, our relatives, the Haudenosaunee, are going to take care of our bundle for us. So that's one of the times when these songs, these Gunny White songs, are given to us. And so we've done our best throughout our territories again to try and maintain, these songs throughout the history. So that if that time ever comes and the Lenape people come back to the Longhouse and they say, we want you to help us, to relearn those kinds of things, then we're going to be able to help them. So that's the responsibility that we carry. That's one of the responsibilities of this song that we have. And so we're going to put this song through for you today. And one of the things with the Lenape people, what they used to use this for is when they would send their hunters out in the fall. And that's what all these guys that are going to take the lead in this dance, they represent the hunters. But again, going back to that last dance that we just done, that women's dance, and the high regard that we hold our women, they say that when all those guys go up there and they take the lead in that line, that if there's anything that might be coming down the road that could threaten or possibly hurt any of our women and children, they're going to have to get through all of those guys before they can lay a hand and harm any of our women. So that's part of the responsibilities of the men, the little Sampagek that we have here. They're supposed to be protectors. They're not supposed to be bullies. They're not supposed to be, carry themselves or conduct themselves in that kind of way where they're aggressive and they do things, and they use their strength and their power to try and get what they want. They use their strength and their power in a good way to protect our people and our children, to make sure that everything is in a good way. So what I do, I go, hey, and I got the no down, hey, you got no down, hey, can I white in it, and I can I get anyone go.